week's Impact was good. Let's be honest. The main reason was good because Eli Drake won. This week's Impact is good because there was a lot more content to go with what happened with Eli. Now, was it all good? No. Particularly the thing I will talk about right now. I want to get it over with. I don't care. I know one of my subscribers, I can't remember his name. Dude, you know who you are. You left a message saying simply that everyone loves Grado. I understand your point of view, but I'm being honest here. The storyline, and I agree with Fool Killer 99, if you look at the storyline, Grado is not a face. He's not a good guy. He is a heel. He is using Law of Nessa to stay in the country. And now after what we just saw, where they're making wedding plans, finding out who's going to be coming to the wedding. And Grado's saying his sister, his brother, his grandfather, and who else? The honky tonk man. And Law of Nessa says her family's coming in from Vermont. And Vermont, Canada. I can't remember exactly the place. The minute they hear that, they're not happy. Now what does that tell you? Did he marry for love? No. Did he marry for lust? No. Did he marry for money? No. He married to try and stay in the country. And everyone seems to be 100% alright with that. He's using Law of Nessa. And the kicker is, now that you see this, that they now realize she's not an American, that she's a Canadian, they're going to continue going with the storyline, trying to find a way to screw Law of Nessa now twice. The first time Law of Nessa was using Braxton Sutter. Now, Law of Nessa is going to be used herself because of how this is going on. Come on. If anyone thinks that he's still a face, a good guy, you got to reevaluate yourself, because this is not a good guy. This is a bad guy who's using a woman who is totally unstable because she wanted a man so much to love her for her instead of her money to a certain extent. So he's a heel. No matter how much you want to say he's a face, he's a heel. Now, Tank Top Girl finally got a picture of her. It was so hard to get a picture of her because they don't show her all the time. But here she is in my face, that gorgeous blue shirted woman. I don't know what she was doing. She looked like she was looking for someone most of that show. On and off, she was looking behind her, trying to find someone. If it was a dude, why the hell weren't you with your woman? Be with your woman. Do not mess your woman up. I'm just saying that. Anyway, let's go to the Storm and Loki match. Now, we already know Loki's leaving. Loki left. And unfortunately, the way it goes, since GFW is still TNA, and they still don't contract these people properly, either they don't renew the negotiations before the contract is done, or they do some type of screwy thing with the contract. Now, I'm not saying that the talent doesn't try to screw them. That's one of the reasons why they do it most of the time. That they don't do a very long contract. But in this case, you needed low-key with LAX. And Diamante didn't get a chance to talk. Sad. She's in my face. Had to say it. But anyway, seeing this match, I was wondering, was there going to be something screwy with Storm? Was Storm going to act like he was dazed or lost or something? No. You got LAX basically kicking his ass left, right, and center while Loki was trying to win the match clean. In the end, Loki won. But what does this mean for LAX? And what does this mean for Storm? If Storm legitimately had a real concussion, okay, that makes sense why he collapsed the way he did. If he did not have a concussion, a real one, and they let him lose here, what was the point of this? Not trying to gin him up to, like, the reason he lost was because he still doesn't seem like he's right in the head. It would have been better if they told him, look, act more confused than normal. Act like you can't stand. And then Loki won instead of LAX trying to save his ass because Storm was trying so hard to win and probably would have won if LAX didn't cheat. But we know these are recorded ahead of time, so they couldn't expect Loki not to stay. But now what are they going to do? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, Connery versus Petey Williams. I have seen Petey Williams a couple of times over the years when he had come back to, at the time, TNA or Impact Wrestling. At least a couple of times. I was very impressed with him. I thought he had great ability. I thought he had skill. Did he have mic skills? I don't know. I never heard him talk. So now you have Connery versus the Destroyer, and you had, well, seeing Trevor Lee there was okay, but it really didn't really help much because there's really no story there. There should be a story between Duff versus Trevor Lee, because Duff got himself screwed over because of what happened with Bruce Pritchard taking his title, letting Trevor Lee keep it. He wants total revenge on him. Why couldn't he come down and mess with Trevor Lee and just make it very clear to Jim Cornette, I want freaking revenge on Trevor Lee. Since I can't get it from Bruce Pritchard, I want Trevor Lee. But then making about the Canadian Destroyer coming back with Connery, who kind of got screwed a little bit, which he didn't because of what happened during Slammiversary. Honestly, it doesn't make any sense. Now, they're going to have a match next week, but what do we get from it? Not really much. I want a storyline between Sanjay Dutt and, well, I know it's kind of weak with Trevor Lee, but at least it's something. And then you can do something with Petey Williams, and then let him talk. I want to hear if Petey Williams can actually cut promos. That's just me. Valkyrie's coming next week. Gorgeous looking woman. She looks familiar to me. I don't know where. I do not remember where. I think I remember her from somewhere. I just don't remember where. She looks familiar. You guys tell me below who she could have been before. But she just seems to be someone I've seen before, but I can't remember. Anyway. Also, you got what happened with Allie. Kind of spilled over later in the night. I'm trying to remember this because... Do you really want to go down this road with Karen Jarrett, Sienna, and Terrence Terrell? What happened to Rosemary? Where is Rosemary? The former champ who should have a rematch. No, actually, she already had her rematch. So now she's gone. Why? Why don't we see her trying to attack Sienna? Trying to attack anyone to get her title back. She's that type of woman who should do that. But she's not there. So then you have these two women with Karen Jarrett basically talking. And now we're going to have, I know there's a lot more to it, but I'm kind of a little pain here in my shoulder. But you're going to have Gail Kim and Allie versus Terrence Terrell and Sienna. Why? Why? Sienna's supposed to be the champ. Don't you think you should care about her more? Don't you think you should drum up more interest in what's going on with Gail Kim and with the Terrence Terrell, who has boobs that look bigger than they were when she last left? Either she got breast implants or she's still basically breastfeeding. I'm just saying. No offense, ladies. I'm just being honest. It does happen. I had a wife. I know she did increase her breast size when she had a baby. But still, I mean, shouldn't it be about Terrence Terrell and Gail Kim, not all four of them? I'm just saying. Justice, the standby wrestler, got a match. He got a match with Congo Kong. And you would think he would stand a little bit better of a chance because he was over 300 pounds. Not too much off of Congo Kong. No. He gets his ass handed to him with the, it almost looked like a finger poke of doom. He puts his hand, I don't have the picture unfortunately. I'll see if I can find it on the website. But he put his hand out and the guy just collapsed. But here. Why? There's no Grado. There's no Law Van Ness. There's no Joseph Park. But there's Muhammad Ali Shira. For some reason, the last time he appeared, that was last week, there was no sense in him being there. Except that maybe because he teamed up with Grado, he would do this for him. But it makes no freaking sense he goes after him now when Congo Kong's not messing with all Vanessa. He's not messing with Grado, and he's not messing with Joseph Park. He's all by himself. He destroys Justice, and then he deals with a Muhammad Ali Shir, which makes no sense. This is just dumb. It's just dumb. It's bad writing. And I'm calling him out on it. It's bad writing. Now, let's see here. OVE versus the Jobbers. I'm not going to talk about the guys that originally came from Crash, opposing Balaba and the other guy. I'm not even going to talk about them because there's no point. Every time when they bring them up from Crash, it pisses me off. Because they're not from Crash. They're part of Impact. And it would be nice, even as jobbers, they're constant jobbers, you should at least do a promo segment with them. One with McKenzie. Let them be known. Let these guys at least have one promo segment so we know who they are. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, no, jobbers you don't have to care about. Well, they used to do that. Look at the Brooklyn Brawler. The guy was a jobber. Then he became a mid-card wrestler that actually became something because they gave him a little shine and he became interesting. He's always been one of my favorites. The Brooklyn Brawler was my favorite to a certain extent until he became Kenshi. And then he became what what was it? I forgot his name. Bats the Balski or something. I can't remember his name. It's stupid. But still, he was funny because they gave him something to do. They gave him 1 or 2 promo segments for people to get to know him, and then people cared about him. Well, Knuckleball Schwartz. There you go. Knuckleball Schwartz, Kenji, and the Brooklyn Brawler. If I'm remembering correctly. Anyway, OVE won. Thank you, GFW, for actually booking them properly again. That first match was a joke. It pissed me off. Now, it's been 2 straight matches. They had 2 wins. And then LAX, sorry for the noise. Then LAX had a video watching them. We had a video of LAX watching them. Does it mean it's important? No, because LAX cared more about doing something with Key than it was looking at OVE. I'm just saying, well, we already know, you know why. Now, let's see, is anything else? If I'm forgetting anything, oh, that segment in the back with Jim Cornette, Moose, and EC3, where, if I remember correctly, they were talking about Triple Mania. That Lashley, Moose are going there to try and win something there. Okay. I'm hoping they'll show a little bit more than maybe 1 or 2 minutes. They'll show about 4 minutes. And if you want to see it in its entirety, why don't you put it onto the YouTube channel to let them see it and then promote AAA a little bit in America? I don't really care what promotion, if you're a Spanish promotion, an Asian promotion, a Japanese promotion, I don't care. If you're going to be affiliated with them, at least once in a while, put them on your YouTube channel with 1 video in its entirety so it can be seen. Come on. Use your freaking head. You got YouTube. Think. Anyway, they messed with EC3. And EC3 is supposed to go up against, and he's supposed to go up against, who was it? Phantasmo, I think. And they were just screwing with him because he's got to go up against Phantasmo instead of going to Triple Mania. I don't know. It sounds a little funny. But it is kind of upsetting to see the Grand Championship not getting the shine it deserves. Hopefully they will do something next week. And finally, Eli Drake. Opening of that show. Oh my gosh. I don't care if anyone thought that his promo section I'm happy. That promo that he did, and there was nothing from Adonis. He stayed quiet and he said damn straight. That's all he needed to say. He needed to just be quiet. He said, yes, man. When you got Eli Drake coming out in a nice suit with that title, he looked like a main eventer. He just did. And then when he got into that ring with that couch, and then he said, people think that when you get the title, you're no longer hungry. Well, guess what? I was hungry. I was at the pool, and I was getting a good tan because I'm Eli Drake. I got to get a good tan. And then this beautiful cougar coming over to me and says, honey, are you thirsty? And he says, no, I'm fine. I don't need anything. She says, I got a jug for you. And he says, I don't need no jug. She says, yes, I got some jugs here. I got some here for you that full of milk. Why don't you come and drink it? Of course, that isn't exactly what he said, but it doesn't make a difference. It was funny. It was good. That was a beautiful thing I saw. I know it was sexist, yes. Look, in wrestling, it's going to be sexist for the women. It's going to be sexist for the men. It's going to be sexist for someone in between. Whatever. As long as it was funny. And it was funny. And I know I botched it. I don't care. It was good. And then what did we get? We got Johnny coming out. I'm not calling him Impact. I'm calling him Johnny. You got Johnny coming out. You got Eddie coming out. You got Jim Cornette coming out. And those two were saying they want shots. And Jim Cornette did something I loved. Something I think the WWE should be paying freaking attention. You keep bringing people in that's supposed to care about the titles, but you never make it important or special or have a consequence. Here, you got a consequence. Eli Drake teamed up with Adonis and Eddie and Johnny. If either Eddie and Johnny win, either one of them can get a shot next week. If Eli wins or Chris wins, there is no shot for either one of them. I love that. That was beautifully done. That is how you make an interesting main event. Here's the cost. The main event was long. I felt like it was 10 minutes too long. I'm not saying that it wasn't good to sometimes have a main event that lasts more than 15 minutes. But that thing started around maybe 9:35 or 9:30. That felt like a over 20 to 25 minute match. And to be honest, and I've said this myself, Eli has 4 out of the 5 tools, and one of them is not being a ring general. He's a good wrestler. But as a ring general, to really dictate how the entire match would go because he is a champ, he just isn't there yet. Maybe with time as a champion, he'll get there. But he was not there. And the others kind of filled it in, and there was a lot of high spots which were not too bad, but the match was too long. And then here's the thing. Eli won. No problem. Then 2 things ruined it. First one, Top Team comes out. And I know I could talk about the interview that came before this match, well before it, but I don't need to because of this segment. You got Top Team coming out. You see they're angry. You see they shouldn't even be there. Jim Cornette comes out. And they pretty much say, you are lucky we don't throw your ass out. And then they're saying, well, Jim Cornette says, look, if any of those boys get into that ring, you lose your AAA shot. You lose going to Triple Mania. So do not do it. But you know they're going to do it next week. This looks like an invasion angle. Instead of it being another wrestling company, it's a team from MMA. I do not know if this is going to work. But it doesn't mean it isn't something a little different. I know it's an invasion angle. A lot of people are not going to like it. They don't want to see another invasion angle. WWE invasion angle. WCW invasion angle. ECW invasion angle. But this is different because it is mixed martial arts wrestlers. So you got to see it for what it is. But then the second thing that got ruined. It was bad enough they did this segment right after Eli won. So that kind of negates how much work he did, even though he's not a great ring general. Now he has to have why? Why would you have this? Why not do a triple threat next week with Johnny and Eddie and Seidel? That would make more better sense because they can say they got cheated. But no, you're letting Seidel have a match with Eli Drake next week. Instead of making it special and building up to it, you're now just getting it over with. What was the point of him even getting this? Unless you should build it up. And I felt that was the most stupidest thing. It kind of cheated Seidel. And we all knew he was going to go for he wasn't going to go for the exhibition. He was going to go for the heavyweight title. So it kind of cheats him instead of building it up for him. Then it cheats Eli Drake because there's no point in giving him a title when he doesn't even have a chance to really relish it. I did not like the ending of the show. I loved the opening of the show. The middle wasn't too bad. And then it angers me that Grado now is being shown finally to become a heel. And no one's going to admit that he's a heel because they just want to see him as a face because he looks so freaking lovable. I'm not against anyone who likes him, but let's be honest, he's a heel. But it's just my point of view. I hope you enjoy this. GFW Impact. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace. I'm kind of still getting used to saying GFW instead of TNA. I keep forgetting, and I keep messing that up. I don't know why. I just rather see Impact Wrestling TNA than GFW. Doesn't roll off the tongue. Doesn't. See ya.